All right, now hopefully this works. Hopefully this works here. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Mm-mm-mm. We'll give it a minute or two. Hopefully this will go. Apologize for the hiccups, guys. I'm not sure what's happening here with the connection, but let's see if this works. Looks like we've got 14 people in effect. All right. Let's see. Can you guys see me? Let's see if this goes. Looks like we've got some activity. All right. There we go. Wow. Okay. I guess things are a lot better now, so to speak. Hopefully, you guys are seeing this all right. There we go. Whoa, Bus jumping in there again for internet for the internet fund. I appreciate that, Bus. If you guys are catching this right now, sorry for the small hiccup. This is Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews here on YouTube. Now going through their own client on here on YouTube for the software. So there may be something going on with my software. I have a feeling. Let's just see how this goes. Hopefully you guys can see me okay and hear me okay, and we'll just keep going with it here. So far, it looks like it's moving along. The connection is looking good. It looks like it's fine. Okay, good. Okay, you know what? I think we may be doing this for a little while, just going live on this stream. I think I may be just kind of keeping it simple, just to be on the safe side. But thank you so much for joining me. It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews again. Back for you. We're going to get into a review in just a little bit here. Naturally, we're getting people caught up. Thank you so much for rejoining. Sorry about the small hiccup there. Tony Montana, Manuel, thank you so much for jumping on. Constance Cherry, Randy Molina. Ciao, Laura, you're back now. Yes, Ed Keaton, much better. Good, 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 good. Very nice to see you guys. Well, hello there, Tony Montana. Is that Zena Hernandez? Thanks so much for jumping on. We're blasting off again for Drew. Very nice. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. It looks like you are good to go, knock on wood. If there's a problem with this, it's on YouTube's side, and I'll investigate further. I did a bunch of testing with things during the week, and it seemed like it was fine, but obviously something is going on. All right, Dom's World, what's going on? Mateo's Place, thanks so much for jumping on. CeeLo, greetings, greetings, greetings. Sean Hickox, great to see you as well. Misty Smith, thanks so much for jumping on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Drew, why no chips tonight? You getting chipped out? Actually, the mom's is, to be honest with you. So, like, how many different variations of chips can you review or can you actually eat on camera? I'm like, there's always some type of new flavor, right? I mean, generally speaking. Larry Nguyen, haven't been to Hawaii, but I'd like to. Definitely at some point in the future, I'd like to be able to travel on over and check it. I know it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I know. Constance Cherry, have you seen Obi-Wan? Connie says, talk both. Yes, I've seen actually Obi-Wan Kenobi on the show, of course. Very cool. Philip Bickman, thanks so much for jumping on. Love your tea. Yes, it's reversed here, obviously. I can't really fix that. But naturally, I'm using my front-facing camera actually here. So it is what it is. But yes, if you guys can read this, then you obviously know you're a real fan of this character, for sure. Sonic Jet, of course I can see you. Misty Smith, we got someone who's filling in for Lance. Here's Rockout Wiggles, and his name is Samir Fluke. Who is that? Who is that? Let's see here. Just Me Out Here says it's not reversed. Wow, it's reversed on my side here looking at this. It's pretty wild, actually. But great to see all of you guys on here again. Thank you so much. Like I said, before we got rudely disconnected, we were cut off there. A little under the weather the last couple of days, so I've been kind of just taking it easy, editing content and putting all my stuff together as usual. Always kind of keeping things in the loop naturally. Very, very busy week in terms of the content goodies, of course. Since this is the video that's going to be going up ahead of time, actually after this is done here, since that previous one just completely cut out. And again, a special shout out and thank you to Bus7332 for the super chat donation. Should you wish to do that exact same thing as Bus and be one of the official sponsors of the channel, a little goes a long way. I greatly appreciate it. As I always say, everything is designed, implemented, and maintained by yours truly. You'll find a multitude of ways down below in the description box, of course, or the first pinned comment if you're watching this on the replay. And if you're watching this after 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, then you already know this is the replay, and you can definitely find the information there. Again, thank you in advance. Should you guys wish to super chat, of course, please do so. PayPaling does not take anything away from you when you do that. So YouTube does take a little bit when you do it that way. But if you're watching this on your desktop, you can find that in the upper right-hand corner display of the banner, and you guys are ready to go. So with that out of the way, thank you in advance. And again, thank you again to Buzz7332 for that generosity as always. Let's see. Randy Molina, have I tried the Extreme Diamond Extreme Flavor Blue Diamond Almond Extreme Flavors? You know, Randy, I think I did something. It actually was the Chex Mix that we did, which was like, it was supposedly like a heated Chex Mix. And then that actually was a lot more heated than I thought it was going to be. But I haven't tried the Blue Diamond variation to those things. We'll have to see. Sonic, are you ready to do your 2032 anniversary Peep This Out video? Yes, we'll have to see what happens in that time, 10 plus years from now. That would be awesome. Larry Nguyen, any good sandwich places in Pasadena? Yes, the sandwich shop on Madrid. Is it Madrid? Yeah, I think it's Madrid, right off of Sierra Madre. Very close to that, if anything there. So thank you, thank you. Drastic Actions. Love the Sonic review. Glad you went back there and gave them another try. Be sure to check out their chili dogs. They're quite bomb, in my opinion. You know, they definitely have some pretty good stuff, especially in the chili dog department. I've done a few things in the past there for sure. They're Drastic. But absolutely, I'm definitely glad that you enjoyed the most recent review today. And speaking of reviews, let's just get right to it there, because that was a beautiful segue. Drastic Action, shout outs to you. I was about to go into it and you jumped the gun. So thank you for the donation to the channel, and for breaking me off with where we're going to be talking about right now, which is all the goodies from this past week. And guys, actually just rounding out the weekend with the Papa John's good stuff there with the Papa Bowls, which I just saw that Drew's Food Reviews just started his look at that. I think it's the Italian Meats Trio. I think that you did for that one, Drew. So definitely jump on over to Drew's Food Reviews and check out his thoughts. I'm going to have to see what his thoughts are on that particular one. But I rounded out actually the Papa John's goodies there, obviously with the Alfredo, chicken Alfredo, and then now to the BK Bacon and Swiss Royal Crispy Chicken Sandwich from there. And then actually a video that was filmed within the midweek of filming all that other stuff, but I waited till the very end actually to release it. The Dream World Zero Sugar from Coca-Cola, which was a very interesting situation. I guess, you know, how do dreams taste? I guess that's kind of the big thing with that. You'll have to take a look at the review to see exactly what I thought of that particular one. But there's some cool psychedelic effects and fun stuff that I had with it. Because after all, I'm just drinking a Coke on camera. I got to do something to kind of maintain a little bit of interest on top of a description, right? So that's usually what I like to do with those reviews. And then from Drastic Actions, mentioning from earlier today, the Chop House Cheeseburger, which again was shot a few days ago. I hope you guys enjoy that particular one. Again, a very love-hate relationship that I have with Sonic, as you guys know. But it is what it is. And this was actually something that I was really looking forward to checking out, because it's being billed as a Montreal-style steak seasoned burger. I think that they were saying when you combine it with their Chop House aioli, it like combines to give you like some new level of flavor, that type of thing. So I was very curious to see how that was going to work out. And it was a very, very tasty burger. Spoiler alert, there's some pretty awesome footage in that one. So thank you so much for enjoying that one, Drastic Actions. And for all of you peeps out here who have been digging the content, coming off of about 12, I think it's about 10 or 11 days, including live streams of some crazy content. And you guys haven't seen what's going to be coming this week too. There's some fun stuff there naturally there. So good times across the board. And again, just a love letter of content creation that I love to do for all of you guys on a daily basis there. I absolutely enjoy it. So good stuff across the board. So shout outs to you, Drastic. I appreciate that. Let's see here. We'll get into the review in another couple of minutes here. Uncle shut the what's up, man? That is a crazy name right over there. Drew, it says, is still waiting for the last Peep This Out Subway combo for 40,000. Yes, we'll have to see about doing something ultra special for that. Uncle, what's your opinion on crumble cookies? They look just okay to me. You know, I've seen a few reviews here and there. I don't have anything that's really especially local to me. There's actually a few that are a bunch of miles away, but they're not exactly like right around the corner just yet. They're expanding naturally. But they're just okay. I know they have like the whole weekly thing and it's pretty interesting to do, but just a little bit more hype than anything else. But then again, I haven't really tried it, so I guess it's unfair for me to say. So one of these days I'll see about trying some crumble cookies. I'm just glad I've got a Krispy Kreme that's local. That's all I have to say right now about that. Sonic, Burger King needs to bring back all good things, grilled chicken sandwich, the chicken, grilled hot dogs, chili dogs, plus they need chili cheese fries, soup, and dessert. Yeah, I missed the chicken. I really do. That spicy chicken was an awesome situation, but I think they bit off maybe just a little bit more than they can chew, in terms of just the amount of work that it takes to make those on top of the other menu. Naturally, all the burgers and everything else. That's got to be a lot of work. So initial concept, obviously very exciting, and I think they executed it well, but it was probably very labor intensive across the board for everybody. And it's unfortunate that that's gone, but maybe there's another way that can be done down the road. Nothing against the current Royal Crispy Chicken sandwiches. They're decent, but naturally I miss that thickness of that good stuff over there for sure. So John Hendren, thanks so much. How's it going? Super chat donation. I appreciate you. I love the super stickers right over there. If you guys use the super stickers, those are awesome. Doing okay, my friend. Thanks so much for jumping on. Annette Cervantes is back in the house as well. Thank you so much for jumping on, Annette. Hopefully you called that one there. Shout outs to you. I hope you're doing okay, feeling okay as well. We've got the Trips in the house here as well, too. Thanks so much for jumping on. Some awesome peeps over in Canada, too, just north. Actually, way on the other side of the country, but then up north. But great to see you. Great to see you. And I love that you guys are all interacting here in the chat. It's very, very special to me when I see that. We've got a pretty awesome community, like I always say. Ed Keaton, loved your review of Arby's spicy rib cheesesteak. Yes, I had it. That was a redo, actually a reposting of that particular one because they're back with those as well. What's old is new again, right? So I had a lot of fun checking that out for sure when I did that. Never been to Massachusetts, Russ, although that would be something to check out if I do travel at some point. And we can actually make that happen there. I always, naturally when I'm talking about with my wife in terms of what we'd like to do and traveling and stuff like that as well, that would be something to do is kind of document and film and do all that fun stuff as well too. So we'll have to see about that at some point in the future. It's been a minute since I've been back east, and naturally with summer rounding out and it's going to get a lot colder in the fall, that would really be the time to go, actually, because during the summertime, anywhere on East Coast, West Coast, it's just a pit of humidity and heat. So not a good situation. Not a good situation there. Let's see here. Who else do we have on here? Sonic Jet, Wendy's, and Burger King have been offering a $5, $6 combos. Which deal is better? I'd want to say probably the BK one currently right now because there's two particular sandwiches along with, I think, chicken fries that you can get with that. So they've been battling for a minute ever since the $4 meal, to be honest. So that's actually not pretty unsurprising that they'd be going at it still. Dom's World, haven't found the new blue Fanta. I haven't seen that here at Target or Walmart or anywhere, to be honest there. And says you could probably have it at your local Stater Brothers. Okay, I actually have one pretty close by. I'll have to see about swinging on up. That's actually one spot I should actually check. I don't know why I haven't, to be honest with you, but I will have to do that. Ronnie, I do remember the 80s Last Temptation of Christ. Yes, absolutely. Mel Gibson directed that film. That was actually a really good movie. Very sad. Very, very sad. Sonic, Ian loves me, Sonic. Oh, there you go. There you go. Misty Smith clapping 3 times, getting ready for it. And then again, I think I'm getting caught up here. Annette Cervantes again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's see. Try and shoot down here just a little bit further and see what we get caught up with. Tony Show, thanks so much for jumping on. There's no party like a Peeps party. Appreciate that. Larry Nguyen, what would you do if you would win $100,000 or $100 million? We'll just say, wow, I would probably move instantly and invest it in something that would be a return on an investment so that can be stretched out as long as possible. And of course, travel and have some fun while I'm doing that too and continue to keep growing with things. Open up a Subway shop, according to Larry. That's hilarious. You already know what it is. CeeLo, had Arby's for the first time this week and tried the new Smokehouse brisket. Very delicious. I had a lot of fun with that a few times in the past, and it was bomb. Now they got to bring I got to binge the Arby's playlist and see what Ian recommends. You'll see a few things up until maybe about a year ago, but then again, they rotate a lot of things, so a lot of it I think is still relevant for you at the same time. And actually with the Wagyu beef burgers too, pretty good stuff there. Blue Fanta off of Walmart.com from Drew. Very cool. If worse comes to worse, I'll definitely look for that. Lesser, Spider-Man No Way Home was long enough already. Yes, it was a very long film. And that's Tony Montana saying, before seeing No Way Home, do you think Andrew Tubby would be back? It was still a long movie either way. I enjoyed it. Constance had the cheesecake slush. Had the cheesecake slush at BK. Cheesecake? cheesecake and a slush, Constance, or the strawberry shortcake, I have a feeling, which is what the flavor was announced as instead of, I thought it was cotton candy. I guess I was getting some fruity aspect there, but it was more strawberry. But strawberry shortcake apparently is what they said it was. Haven't tried twisted healthy treats like frozen yogurt. Chewith, I actually have to see what specific brand. Is that a brand? I've never heard of that, actually. All right, let's see here. We're getting ready for the review here in 2 minutes. Let me see what else we've got here as we go down the line. Misty Smith, here it comes. These guitars. Love Blue Pepsi. Favorite soda from Marine Descatado. Very nice. The new Coke Dream World tastes just like Pepsi Blue. Apricot for me. Definitely apricot. Maybe a little bit of peach, but yes. Let's see. Martin Scorsese directed The Last Temptation of Christ. No, I think that was Mel Gibson, if I'm not mistaken, Ed. I think. From what I remember back then, I think. I'm going to have to go back and check now. We'll have to see. Oh, The Passion of the Christ. Okay. All right. I'm confused. If that's the case, there you go. It was one of those. I know that Mel Gibson was involved in one of them. All right, check the coolers for the Fanta Blue Raspberry in stores. Believe me, Oreo Boy reviews, I have been. I've been looking and looking and looking ever since they've announced that, and I have no luck. Everything in terms of market stuff like that is hit or miss here on the West Coast, especially here in Southern Cali where I'm at, because it sometimes shows up quickly like the Dream World did, or it's like non-existent like some of the other things that are out there, certain chips and certain flavors. It just kind of goes like that sometimes. So I don't know. Am I getting the creamy caramel ding dongs with scream filling? I'm going to have to take a look for the holidays there, Annette, for sure. I want to do some Halloween goodies, of course, there with some updates. That actually sounds pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to get into something here, which I think is going to be something in the vein of what you were just talking about there, Annette. And we're going to get into it in 30 seconds. We're counting down. What's your favorite Halloween snack? For me, it is probably the bite-sized Snickers. I love those treats. I love them. And some candy corn occasionally, believe it or not. I'm kind of old-fashioned like that. Good times there, good times. All right, so if you guys are ready for the review, give me a donut over here. I'm totally backwards here with everything in here. Give me a donut in the chat. Basically, the chat's here on my right side, so I guess it's going to be hopefully on the same side as you. But give me a donut here. Let me know you guys are ready for this review. I've been very curious about this. I was talking to the moms about this. And I was like, you know what? I have to give this a shot because this just looks interesting. And apparently it's brand new and nobody's talking about this yet. So I'm sure it'll be somewhere at some point very soon. Oreo, is it goldfish? No, not that. The goldfish donut stuff. I know what you're talking about with Duncan for sure with that. But it actually is something kind of similar, but kind of not at the same time. Guys, allow me to introduce you to something brand new from Hostess, and they are called Bouncers. This is actually something that just showed up on my store. I had no idea what this is, what it is. They had about 3 or 4 different flavors, but this is the one I wanted to start with here. I may actually go back and try the others based upon this experience. But if you guys have seen this, give me a thumbs up here in the chat, because basically what these are basic donut hole poppables, but with the famous brands that Hostess creates right here. So it really is kind of cool looking, considering this variation is going to be the Twinkies, guys. Look at that. Mini cakes baked with real vanilla, no high fructose corn syrup of any type. They look pretty interesting. Never heard of these either. These are brand new. They have ding dong versions. They have a cinnamon version. There's like another version. There's like 3 or 4 of them. And I saw these about a week ago, and I'm like, I don't know about these just yet, but they look really cool. They look really, really cool. So taking a look at the back of them here, just to show you. And this is all reversed for me, so I'm going to try and read it. New flavors, snackables. They have different variations. There's the ding dong ones right over there you can see on the bottom. And they have a cinnamon version of them as well. And they're basically donut holes, but with all those famous brands. They're shareable, snackable, poppable. And they are very, very cool. So being that I love Twinkies, probably the ultimate out of all the Hostess stuff that's out there right now, I wanted to give this a shot because they look really cool. And being that this is Hostess, of course, we've got a Hostess box opening 101 coming for you, because this is a brand new variation of these. I've never done this before. So, and I already see the way that this one is designed. So this one's going to be pretty easy. So Drew, this one is for you, brother, just so you know. So let's get this one going here. We're going to give this a shot. We're going to open this up around this way. And as you can see, Once it's opened up, most people would just rip this out right over here and get this going. But no, you want to come around the side and run your finger along the side here as we make our way around. And then run your finger around the other side. You'll know you only go one way with this because then these open up and you guys are going to get the first look at what they look like on the inside. So very, very cool looking on these for this as well. And the cool thing about this is once you close this, it has a little tab here to kind of keep this locked, which is kind of cool. So naturally, all you got to do is just simply pop it open and there you go. But guys, look at this, bouncers with glazed Twinkies. Now that's actually a cool thing because I have never had a glazed Twinkie before. That was one of the main things I wanted to try with this. But as you can see, as it focuses in, take a look at that, guys. Well, the camera's working pretty nice right now. And as you can see, it's glazed goodness. There is 3 of them on the inside of these. And just so you know, from a calorie standpoint, we have got, let's see, there's 5 servings per container. So there's 5 packages in here and they each have 3 in them. 170 calories. Carbs is 33. Total fat is only 3.5. So they're small. I mean, they're donut holes. It's nothing crazy. I don't think you have to feel too bad about this. But the packaging looks really, really cool. So there you go, guys. The Hostess Bouncers Glazed Twinkies. Let's crack this open. It feels very soft and almost like, wow, it actually has a little paper sleeve on the bottom of it here, like the old days, which is kind of cool. If you guys ever had Chocodiles, which is like a chocolate-covered Twinkie, basically, that was kind of similar with these little paper inserts. Wow, it's been a minute since I've seen this. Wow. That's pretty cool. So you've got a little paper insert, and naturally we're going to try and do this. Oh, how cute. Look at this. Let me pop one of these off, and look at that. It keeps a little bit on the paper right over there. Ooh. Oh, wow. These smell good. Guys, these smell freaking good. All right. Hopefully this is not going to be blown out because I think when we do the chocolate ones eventually, it's going to be a little bit better. But these are glazed. It's basically that cream, that golden cake with the creamy filling, but it has like a glaze on it and probably one signature hole in the very bottom with the cream. I know it's very contrasty because of my lighting here, but there you go. You guys see that little puncture hole right there on the bottom? It looks very, very cool. Here we go. Let's give this a shot. The Bouncers. This is so cool right now, guys. Bouncers, glazed Twinkies. Let's give this a go. Mm-hmm. You don't have to feel bad about going in on this. Let me try and keep the focus if I can. Little bit of cream. Wow, it's really contrasted, guys. I apologize, but very moist. The light glaze coating on the outside, it's sugary naturally, but it's not super sweet, but it's rich, almost like you would get it like on a glazed donut. But with the Twinkie goodness. Wow. Wow. These are moist. That package is going to get killed. It is going to get killed. Let me just take the other 2 out here to show you. Any food reviewers who are watching this right now, I think you need to be giving these a shot. That's all I have to say. Very moist, very creamy. I can easily see them doing a lemon variant or a fruit variant or something with these. But these are like, they're like donut holes on steroids. They really are, but with the Hostess goodness. And I got to say again, with that glaze, I'm trying to photograph that as good as I could for you. Just videotape or video record. As you can, there we go. Golden cake right there. It's got the puncture right at the bottom of the cream pumping into this here. Let's give it a go. Oh, man. These are a treat right now. Wow. Wow. Classic Twinkie flavor. But I got to tell you, again, just the right amount of cream. It's loaded in there. And I think that's the good thing about this because it's only one type of pump that they put into this. So it's guaranteed whatever the amount is, that's even across the board for everybody. Every bite, you're going to get something with this. These are really, really, really good. And I like the fact that they come on these little platforms. I haven't seen this in a very long time from Hostess. And this is actually a very cool return to form right there, guys. But really nice, as you can tell. I really like these. This is going to be an easy score. Let's just knock this last one off. This is very, very delicious right now. And hopefully this is going to sit well with me, considering how I've been feeling lately. But I'm so hungry. Let's give this a shot. Wow. You guys need to find these. This was in my local Vons, and they had all of the flavors. I'm going to have to go back and get the other ones. This is crazy good. All right. One last one before we kill this last little bite here. Can only show so much. I know it's not really super clear, but we'll show the box again in just a second. Very, very good. Looks like a hockey puck, according to Ed Keaton. Wow. Finger licking good. KFC. Those are really good, guys. I got to tell you, if I had some iced coffee right now, that would just be primo. Some vanilla iced coffee. Very, very tasty. No high fructose corn sugar with these. And they are very nicely packed. That is just very, very slick, guys. Very, very slick. Definitely look forward to the other variations of these down the road. This is actually very, very good. I'd love to see what other people think of these. Very, very poppable, snackable, very tasty. And again, very cool packaging with this as well. So Hostess, new bouncers, just very, very, very cool. Just in terms of the marketing, and they're glazed Twinkies. I'm glad I started off with this one because, like I said, out of all of them, Twinkie is really one of my all-time favorites for sure. It was one of the reasons, one of the very first reviews I did on my channel was the Twinkies, naturally. I'm very excited back then when Hostess was getting back into the game. That's one of my favorite videos, even though it's a little painful to watch now. We've actually checked it out here on the channel in the past, but very cool. So as if you need me to give this a score for you, the obvious score, guys, this is an easy 10 out of 10. Super moist, super flavorful. Value-wise, $5 a box. That's the only thing, and that's the current state of pricing with these things. They were billing these as 2 for $10, and when I saw that, I'm like, man, that's just a lot of money for hardly anything that's in here. But the quality is pretty nice in this, and considering you're getting 5 servings, 3 apiece, is 15 little donut holes in there. It's not horrible when you consider about a 5 or 6 spot at Dunkin' is about maybe $2 or $3 on average, give or take. So that's not bad. Now, looking at it that way, that'll probably justify the purchase of the other ones that you'll see eventually. But I got to say, guys, very, very solid. And again, super moist, super flavorful. All the Twinkie with that cream filling, with a very nice light glaze on the top of it. And just overall, just a very tasty snack. Get this with your coffee. Get this with like an iced coffee or something. These are pretty bomb. I'm so glad to have given this a shot. Very, very tasty on that, for sure. Good times across the board with that there. All right. Riley, why was it painful to watch? That was one of my very first videos from back in the day. So it was very, very tough for me to to kind of watch compared to the way I do my stuff now. That's the reason for that. That's the reason. All right, so let's see here. Going down the line. Wow, that just like really satisfied right now. Just in terms of my overall hunger, it kind of cut the hunger just a little bit. Very, very tasty. Going to Safeway tomorrow to find those. Very cool. Very cool. Jesse out there. Let me know if you get them. Let me know if you get them. Jesse, shout outs to my buddy John. Lost a bet and has to cut off his man bun. Oh no. It may be time anyway. I mean, the holidays are coming up, and naturally with summertime, that's got to be a little uncomfortable. Come on now. Long hair during the summertime. But shout outs to John. I apologize you had to go through that, but a bet's a bet, right? And Jesse, I appreciate the super chat donation. That's awesome. Ed Keaton, you've come a long way. It's been a very, very crazy road up till now, Ed. It really has, and it continues to, twist and change in different directions and everything. Let's see. I've seen bounces on Instagram. I took a photographer. Very cool, Maureen. Okay. Cinnamon on the website sounds tempting. Yeah, they've got some good stuff. I'm telling you, I was very impressed. The boxes look cool, but naturally trying that, I didn't want to go for 2 at one time. I just wasn't sure because naturally it's a new product. But given that it's Hostess, I mean, how bad could it be, right? I mean, they're really doing a lot of crazy things with this brand, which is really awesome to see. So very, very cool. Sonic is close to Atlantic and Valley and know the area very well. You already know Sonic, absolutely. You guys are talking with Ed Keaton there. What area in Alhambra are you in? Very cool. Let's see. Going further on down the line. Haven't watched the World Cup, men. But what I have watched, and hopefully you guys are watching this too. Have you guys watched or started watching Sandman on Netflix? If you guys haven't, that show is written beautifully. The guy looks just like the character. The subject matter is translating pretty nicely the way they did it. It's an expensive looking show. I just finished watching episode 5, and I watched episode 2 of She-Hulk last night. And I'm on the fence with She-Hulk. I don't know about that, but with Sandman, episode 5 is called 24/7. Expertly written. It's a crazily wild, hardcore episode. And it really is pretty awesome. If you guys haven't watched that yet, don't jump right to it and watch that one, because you need some context of why things happening, why they're happening the way they are. So start with episode 1 and just keep going through. But episode 5 was flat out amazing. Watching that on my tablet last night, I had my Bluetooth headphones in and I was like just engrossed. It was really cool. Chua says, share the Twinkies with Carol. Yes, I'm gonna see if she would like to give those a shot. They're very small. I like them because they're poppable and shareable naturally there. I'm definitely digging them. Let's see. I'm not sure if they're at Walmart. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just about everywhere at some point, I would think, but they're brand new. Sam Talley, it says, it'd be cool if a company hired you for a food commercial. I think it would be really unique, and you do well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Who knows? From your lips to the powers that be, putting it out there into the universe. Let's see. Brad, the legend in yourself is back. Shout out to a couple of friends, Steve Irish and Ken Brunger. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. They are now huge fans of yours, and we're all from Sheboygan. I think I'm always killing that name. I think I remember this from the last time there. I'm just going to say Michigan for right now, unless you want to phonetically put that name in there, because I don't want to embarrass myself with it. But thank you. I appreciate the love and support from all of you guys over there, from Steve Irish and from Ken Brunger. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. From Brad Hiller, posting up here in the chat, immortalized. Thank you. Matt Covington, what's going on, brother? Thanks so much for jumping on. I'm doing okay. Constance Cherry, She-Hulk is a good show. I'm going to give it a couple more episodes. But so far, the first one was so-so. The second one was better. Obviously, I like the story and what they're going to do going forward from that point. But the first one was just, it was okay. It was all right. But, nothing crazy for me. The Marvel stuff has been kind of a little hit or miss. I still have to check out Thor, Love, and Thunder. I'm waiting for that one. But we'll have to see. They're going for a lot more comedy with things lately. So that's not really my cup of tea. So we'll see. Let's see. Drew's Food Reviews. I think order was in the Crazy Chicken Man commercial already. No, if you're talking about the El Pollo Loco one, that was for their social media platform for a little quick interview stuff for that little section. But yes, I remember that. I remember that, Drew. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. Ben, She-Hulk makes me disappointed again because they kicked Hulk out into space again. Yeah. We'll see what happens with where they're going to go. Sheboygan. Okay, Jason, there we go. Sheboygan. I was trying to put it out there. I don't want to say Cheboygan, but it's Sheboygan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for Jason Kroll for correcting me on that there. And shout outs to you, Brad Hiller, again, and also to your buddies over there as well, Mr. Irish and Mr. Hunger. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. A-Wolf, what's going on? Aloha. Right back at you. I wish I was in Hawaii right now. That'd be awesome. Gross dude. One of the problems with She-Hulk is that she is green, but people are usually not green. Oh, well, that's how she is because she's a Hulk, naturally, right? So there you go. Oh, too much. A-Wolf, fresh Wolverine shirt. One of my all-time favorites. Right here. It's classic. Tony Montana, isn't it cool enough seeing Bruce Banner Hulk himself back in the She-Hulk? Yes, it is very cool for that, I have to admit. Although it's not the Hulk that I would have personally liked, because I like the one from The Incredible Hulk, the movie. Would have been cool there. The Ed Norton variation was always the better one out of all of them, personally. I'm not down with Mark Ruffalo's version of him. I just don't like the way, it's Mark Ruffalo being given the script. I get it. But this version of the Hulk is just not for me. The Smart Hulk one is just, I'm kind of over it. I think they exhausted that with Endgame, naturally Infinity War and Endgame. But they need to get back to the roots, I think, with that. And yes, Ed, I've actually watched the first episode of House of the Dragon twice. I do enjoy it. First time is just to kind of experience it. Second time is to kind of take it in and kind of pick it apart just a little bit there. So I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. Really, really good in terms of what they're starting with there. Naturally, they pretty much have an open canvas of what they can do. But it was a rough first episode. There's a lot of stuff you'd expect from Game of Thrones, and it did not disappoint. So they really laid out the foundation pretty nicely of the characters, motivations, personalities, and then some of the conflict that'll begin to kind of, be unraveled as it begins to go. But I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's good to look forward to Game of Thrones on Sundays again. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with it. I enjoyed it immensely. Really good. Let's see here. Larry Nguyen, what's your favorite drink at Starbucks or Dunkin'? Well, Starbucks, it's only during the summer or the fall time when they have their pumpkin cold brew. With Dunkin', it's going to be pretty much a mocha. Year round, it's pretty much mocha. It's a large iced coffee, large cold brew typically with mocha. But then once pumpkin season rolls around, it's a combination of pumpkin mocha, which they finally you can configure in the app now without having to go in and just say, hey, can you add some pumpkin to the mocha one that's already there? You weren't able to kind of do promotional flavors with regular flavors to select them in the app for 50/50. Now you can, which is really cool. So pumpkin mocha, when I can get it. Otherwise, cold brew mocha is my way to go for both of those places. More often than not, I'm at Dunkin' though, because that's my main thing. That's my jam. The wifey is Starbucks. Occasionally, I'll get one with her. And then when I do go there, sometimes the pink drink again, which was always really tasty, which I reviewed with little baby Winston at the time as well. Let's see. CeeLo, yes, B-Dubs Buffalo, the boneless bar wings coming up. Yes, I've seen that actually, and I'm contemplating doing that if I can fit it into the schedule. I'll see about this week sometime. But I'm editing about 4 different things currently right now, and there's one particular thing that I'm working on for a company, which has nothing to do with YouTube actually. So that's something that I'm kind of helping with right now too. So if I can try and fit that in, you'll see it here on the channel at some point. I have a feeling because they look pretty interesting. Let's see. Drew, Captain Kirk was always chasing green. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. James Morrison, Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger. Yes, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'd like that more compared to Freddy versus Jason, to be honest. But obviously, horror icons, you got to do that. That would be kind of cool, though. Let's see. True Lord, do I have any pets in the house? Not at the moment, no. I kind of wish I had. My sister-in-law just got a new puppy, actually. She's growing pretty big. Her name is Riley Bean. She's a beautiful part terrier, part pit, but she has a beautiful face, just a beautiful little form. She's just really, really a cute pup. She's actually about 3 months old now, 3 or 4 months at this point. But I love holding her and picking her up. She's like a big teddy bear. Hopefully we'll see about getting her on camera soon so you guys can see who I'm loving too at the same time, because it's a beautiful dog outside of Winnie, of course. We have a lot of pets that are like strewn out around the family naturally, but those are my main 2 right there. Starbucks pumpkin spice is coming. Absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to that, Drew, of course. Let's see. That's from A-Wolf, actually. Drew is saying, do you still have the giant pumpkin spice bottle from Starbucks from last year? Actually, I do. Actually, it was from Dunkin', though, Drew. It's buried somewhere in my stuff over here. I don't think I want to know what the expiration is on it. I'll see if I can find it. But I know the wifey is not thrilled about me probably still having that. And the fact that I know it's buried around here somewhere, I gotta take a look. I gotta take a look. You just reminded me right now. Let's see. Ethan Olson, thoughts on heavy metal music? Definitely a fan of classic 80s. I've actually been listening to a lot of hard rock from the 80s when I'm editing my stuff together, creating thumbnails, 80s playlists from Metallica, Poison, Motley Crue, Motorhead. There's just a lot of them. AC/DC. There's a few classic songs from the 80s that go back to when I was a kid, I remember. So definitely a fan of that. And of course, naturally with Stranger Things, bringing back, Master of Puppets and everything too. It's all good for that. Absolutely. Tony Montana. Yeah, I can understand that. I guess I kind of agree with that too. Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk isn't a different variant of him. He's just the replacement actor for this OG one. Yes, I agree. And when you guys see the new episode of She-Hulk, the way they kind of reference the fact that he's assuming that was him in that movie from what they're referencing there. I'm not going to give too much away with it. I'm like, no, not quite there. A-Wolf, Jason versus Michael Myers, a silent film. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. Ed Keaton, aren't they trying to find another actor to play Wolverine in a future film? Yes, and I believe they were looking at, I think Daniel Radcliffe is a fan cast they were looking at with that. But I'm trying to think about Who is the character from The Kingsman? Because that actor, his name escapes me, but that's the guy they're looking at. Apparently, who's had interviews with Marvel regarding that. Supposedly, he's in all the Kingsman movies. The main guy, the younger guy, obviously. They want to go for a younger actor because they want to get some mileage out of these actors to play them for a while. They're obviously having, with the whole multiverse thing and everything, you can bring back a lot of older characters to play those characters in some fashion, which is fine. But in terms of just the main timelines, they want to have a younger actor. But I believe it's the Kingsman character that they're thinking about doing that. So we'll see. Tony Montana, Mark Ruffalo instead of Ed Norton definitely isn't the problem. They would definitely still be doing it even if Ed Norton were in where he's still playing him. Well, apparently there was some issues, I guess, creatively. That was one of the reasons why they split from that. But Ed Norton was really pretty awesome, I thought, as Bruce Banner. That was just a vicious movie. That Hulk was awesome. I mean, that rage and everything with it. It wasn't necessarily a kiddie film, but it was definitely, strong PG-13 for what it was, which was pretty good. Let's see. Chua, when is Winston on the stream? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get him on one in the near future here. We'll have to see. I planned for that hopefully this week, but considering how I've been feeling, it didn't kind of become a reality naturally. But hopefully at some point in the future here, we'll have to. I don't want to completely rule it out naturally. I missed that little pup, of course. Tony, I like the mocha cold brew, frappuccino plus French vanilla is great too. Yes, all the classic flavors I'm down with. I am totally down with that for sure. A lot of the specialty ones that they do, I'm not really a super fan of, but I always come back to the mainstays for that. Drew's I'll hide the evidence. Yes, that's exactly how it got buried with that Dunkin' pumpkin spice. That was so awesome when I went in there and they just gave me that whole jug with the pump mechanism so I can make my own at home for sure. Ethan, yes, I've checked out the new Falcon and series, of course, on Disney, of course. The Winter Soldier, pretty cool. I enjoyed that. There's a lot they can do there with that. That was a pretty good series as well. Ready to Go by Republic A. Haven't heard that 90s song, actually. I'd probably have to hear a little tune of it just to see there. Some titles I don't really know, but when I hear them, I know the song. Well, some of you guys may be like that, too. Hey, Wolf, I liked Ed Norton as the Hulk, too. You ever see Fight Club? Of course. Tyler Durden. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons he may have gotten the job, personally. Same way Christian Bale got Batman because of American Psycho. That was one of the reasons there for that intensity. So really, really cool. Really, really cool. Drew, Ian is gonna, what was that there? Ian is gonna break down and get some sort of dog soon, I'm sure. It's going that road because the wifey's been talking that way. Whenever we babysit and stuff like that, I just like, it's just something about having a pup next to you. And it's just like, they're just amazing. They lift your spirits, just for your mental health. They do as well. Absolutely. Randy Molina, hey, have you tried pizza balls from Papa John's? I'm offended, Randy. I had a whole series of that a week before they came out. You need to go check that out. Take a look at the Papa John's playlist. I'm just playing with you there. It's all good. Mad love to you there, of course. Ed Keaton, Ed Norton's Hulk was the best, was a beast, especially when he went up against absolutely Abomination. I love the finale to that movie. I loved it. That whole fight scene in Harlem was just absolutely insane. That was comic book movie action done the way that it should be done. That was awesome. Very much into it. Misty Smith, well, everyone, we're almost at the end of the show. Just one more song to go for the song. Let's get on the ride and Wiggle Wiggle Express. You're getting down with it there. I'm really sure. There you go. There you go. Drew, I'm not sure if you did the Papa Balls or not. Oh, Zachary Klein, watch out for the wife's dog, Pete. My wife's got a dog soon, and she and the dog moved out. Oh, okay. I'll have to watch out for that. I am a huge animal lover. My wife knows it. She always says I'm a little overly sensitive. I mean, I'm actually feeding a stray cat on our patio. I mean, every so often I've got a cat that's kind of sacked out on our patio that hangs out. And I buy cans of cat food and I put a can of cat food out every time I see her. I've named her Daphne, just because I'm assuming it's a girl. If for some reason I think it's a girl cat, it's a beautiful cat. But naturally it gets a little bit of a meal out of me. And I enjoy knowing that it's hydrated, because whenever I see animals, especially with this heat going on right now, I got to just jump to it there. My wife is not so much a fan of cats. I don't know what it is with women and cats, that type of thing. Maybe catty-like, cat fight, who knows? I think that has something to do with it. But it's my little pet project, so to speak, and I enjoy it. So naturally, in between the pups, I have little Daphne that I take care of, and she's a sweetheart too. A-Wolf, he has tried the pizza bowls. I think they're comparable to a medium pizza. If you can get a deal on a large pizza, you should get that nearly double the toppings. Yes, yes, yes. But if you're watching your carbs and going a little bit more of the keto route, that is the way to go. That is the way to go. Let's see. Larry Nguyen, Ethan, haven't heard of the Hawaiian Brothers. Tony Montana, speaking of Fight Club, since he was in there too, do you plan on seeing or have you seen the new Brad Pitt films, The Lost City? Lost City, I actually watched with the wifey the other night. And Bullet Train, I would like to see it. Lost City was garbage. I did not like that movie at all. Brad Pitt was just okay in it. You know, it was fine for a little bit of a role that he had, but I didn't care for that movie. I'm not a super fan. I don't know, Daniel Radcliffe as like the evil guy, kind of, it just didn't really work for me per se. But Bullet Train looks pretty awesome. I do plan on checking that out at some point soon. Cats are competition for wives. I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that. And yes, Ed, as we're rounding this stream out here right now, I absolutely am looking forward to Avatar 2. I don't know why the hype is so huge. I thought the first film was decent, being groundbreaking. I mean, for 3D TV and 3D, pushing 3D, that was the main thing. But to have 2, 3, 4, and 5, whatever they're doing with these, I don't know if there's that much of an audience for that naturally. But when you're James Cameron, you can do whatever you want. And he's using these films to kind of fund his research for other things aquatic. I'm excited to see it either way. I definitely want to see what's going to be with the story. I thought the way the first one ended was pretty much a done deal. But naturally, we're going to the water officially with this one. So this should be pretty interesting to see what they do. I'm excited. I'm just bummed out that they pushed actually Aquaman 2 until next December, and Shazam has been pushed until next spring. But, it is what it is. Everything gets pushed. So as long as they come out eventually. But December 23rd, 2023 is Aquaman 2. And that's what I'm looking forward to out of the group right there. So let's see. Don't have a favorite dog per se, but I do love all the pups in our family. That is for sure. You already know. Chris C, love the stream, and I can watch it whenever I can. Thank you. I appreciate you. And of course, the replay is going to be this coming Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for you as always. I appreciate that. And guys, sorry for the hiccup. Apparently, I guess it's something wrong with the software that I may be using. So I've been thinking about migrating over to StreamYard, believe it or not. They have a paid option, which I think would be a pretty good choice, I think. And I remember using it a little early on. And you can actually stream out to Facebook. You can stream out to YouTube directly, naturally. I think they give you up to 2 or 3 sources. So I may actually kind of play around with that to see about making things a little bit easier. I like being able to just jump in like this and give you the experience that you'd like to see. So I think I'm going to be looking into migrating over very, very soon. If you guys like that idea, give me the thumbs up here in the chat. Let me know this actually works for you based upon what I'm looking at here. And we'll see about making some changes as we go. It's all about evolving and the evolution of the channel naturally, for sure. Ethan, thoughts on cheese? Love it. And yes, I will be checking out Black Adam, Ed Keaton. Absolutely there. Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of, I don't want to answer. Did you hear about what happened to Amber Heard losing in defamation? Yep, we all know about that stuff, of course. Absolutely. Okay, whatever works the best. Absolutely, too. Very cool. And I always like kind of changing things up here and there as well. So moving over to a little bit of an easier streaming platform where I don't have to manage too much and I can jump in there and give you the experience that you'd like and keep it easy as on top of it and give you the visual flair. That's going to be what I'm going to be working on here in the next few weeks as we go. As we're leading into September, guys, which is my birthday month, it's going to be a lot of fun. So shout outs to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I greatly appreciate that. Again, sorry for the small hiccup. This is the video that you're going to see on the replay. So, of course, all of you guys who have contributed, you guys will be down below in the description box below. And to everybody else here in the chat, thank you so much for joining. We're going to be back again very soon with another stream. And as always, just to round this out over here, because I don't have to do too much when I do this, which works out pretty nicely. Again, thank you so much for your love and support. All the content coming out this coming week, as well as what's already come out. Thank you for watching it, for interacting with it. These are my times to share with you here live. And I greatly appreciate it. And to the moms watching right now, I told you it wasn't going to be chips. I told you we were going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm glad to give these a shot. All of you food reviewers out there, definitely give this a go. It's definitely worth your time. I'm really curious to check out the other ones now. Very, very tasty. If you guys have enjoyed that, thank you so much. And guys, just have an amazing weekend. It's leading into naturally the fall season. The next time I see you guys, we're going to be into September, which is cool. Hopefully it gets cooler and things really kind of calm down around the world. And we'll just keep doing what we do here on the channel as always. So just to round it out, I'm going to be here in the chat for another couple of minutes before the stream ends. Of course, I'll try to do my best for sure, and answer any questions that I may see or just kind of reply back as quick as I can. But I appreciate you guys making my channel one of your destination points for tonight for the 26th of August, 2022. Crazy, guys. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, again, thank you so much for being here right now. This is Ian K officially closing out the live stream for August 26th, 2022. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So, why you stay tuned for that next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times, everybody. Thank you so much for jumping on here. Great to see you all. There is a lot of you guys here in the chat here right now. We have 45, 46 plus. There's actually a more accurate representation here. So I think we may be doing a little bit more of this, I think, in the future. I have a feeling. ScottRush.com, you have a blessed week as well. And a perfect way to end this one off here. You guys all have a very blessed weekend and a week coming up. Do at least one new thing a day. Try one thing a day that scares you. You'll grow, you'll learn. And we'll go from there. And again, we'll have some more fun stuff here on the channel here. And again, guys, we're approaching that 40,000 mark. We're not far off from it. So share the channel with all the peeps that you know. Let's get that grassroots effort going there. Get them to subscribe. And let's continue to keep growing this channel and keep things moving in that right direction. We're into the 9th year now here on YouTube. And it's all because of you guys. As I'm creating content, we're just moving along, and everyone is jumping on the train, and I'm so excited to see where the future is going to be, what it's going to be like here. So shout outs to all of you guys. Again, I'm going to be here for a little bit, and I will definitely talk to you soon. And brand new content coming. I should have mentioned this earlier, but you're going to have a new review tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, of course, the replay again on Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then the week begins all over again. The train just keeps moving and moving and moving, and time just keeps going. So stay up, stay safe, stay strong, stay frosty. And with that, I think I'm moving over here. There we go. Peace. I'm out.